but essentially the entire concept in a nutshell is Hi, my name is Bree. I'm known as the Bookish Bree on Instagram, Twitter, and Jasper and Spice on Goodreads, and that's also named my blog, which as always will be linked down below in the description. You can find it there. It's amazing. I love it. It's my blog. Let's address a few things before I actually start this video. Yes, it may be pretty echoey in here because I am not in my room. I'm actually downstairs in my house in like this place I've set up as my office. Also, my face may look very puffy. I just got my wisdom teeth out and it's still sore, but I really need to talk about this in this video. And like, I had it planned and I didn't realize how long it would take for these wisdom teeth to heal up. Oh my god. Like, I'm green. You probably can't see it. I don't know anything about color correcting, so like, probably did it wrong. But I'm gonna try and stay face on because there's a lot going on here. Like, my face was out here. It was insane. This entire video is going to be about my first ever novel that I have finished. It's so weird to say that because okay, so let's backtrack. Ever since my One Direction fan days, I have been reading on Wattpad and wanting to write for yonks. I actually started writing One Direction fanfic but never really got into it. So back in, I want to say 2014, when I was in high school and a avid One Direction fangirl, I was reading One Direction fanfiction religiously. Now I read dreary fanfic and cry. Back then, let's stay on track here. Back then, I would also try and write fanfiction, but I could never, I don't know, I just could never get into it. I would always start to write my original things. And the first ever thing I wrote that I actually finished was like a little short poem book thing. I don't know how to explain it. It's up on Wattpad. People used to like write chapters, like they were probably 100 words max, not even, maybe 50 words, not even that. And there'd just be like a small amount of words like every chapter, and they'd be kind of like poem style, but not poems. Catch my drift. And that was the first ever thing I actually finished, but it's not really a novel. And ever since I've been like writing bits and pieces of things but never actually finishing them, and I finally finished a full-length novel. Yay me! This is amazing. I don't even, okay. Oh, let me get my notebook out so I can find my notes. Also, stay face on the camera or I'm gonna look like an absolute freaking chipmunk. Because I left the actual printout of the novel upstairs in my room, I'm going to be spewing some facts and then obviously I'll show it on camera because it's amazing. I'll run up and get it. Don't worry, I'm not that lazy. I want this video to be good. Basically, I talk about a lot of these just basic facts in my blog post. You can view it in the description down below. I'll make sure like I actually put a link in there instead of just like, see my blog. Okay, so let's start from the start. This novel was started on the 1st November 2019. I started as original idea for NaNoWriMo because I didn't want to recycle something I'd already started. And I planned it in October and then started writing it on the 1st of November, and I only just finished it yesterday on the 30th of July, which means it was 9 months, which means it technically is a book baby, and that was kind of the whole point of finishing it at the end of July because it's kind of a funny, stupid meme. The book has a total of 259 pages, 85,631 words, and it took me exactly 9 months to finish. That's crazy. I still can't get over that. I still can't get over the fact that in the past week, I'd probably written 5,000 to 10,000 words. And that's more than I've ever written in like a month at one stage, so yay me! Sorry, I'm a mess. So I ran up to grab the book, and because I'm me, I, stuck all my sticky tabs on it and got my red pen out just to, just in case I decide that I want to read over it and correct it, and then I have a pen handy. So yesterday morning, the 30th of July, at 8:15 a.m. I even made sure I noted down the time. I put the final touches on the novel and it now has the ending page, the end, with all the good facts, the working title, which is switched, date finished, 30th of July, as I said, at 8:15 a.m. and total words 85,631. That is a lot of words. So I literally remember when I hit 40,000 words, 50,000 words, 60, 70, and I think 80 just flew beyond whatever I was expecting. I initially thought the novel would have 50, 60,000 words, and then it got to 60 and I was like, I'm nowhere near the end. And then it got to 70 and I was like, oh, I'm nearly at the end, but I know there's gonna be another 10k in there. And if you follow me on my Instagram, you would have seen all these updates and how I track my writing and everything. So I just wanted to mention that real quick before we continue. This little image here, it shows how I've been tracking my writing progress throughout the entire process. So I used to use a website called Pacemaker, which is great if you remember to update like websites with stats and stuff, but I'm more of a visual person and I like to have things like directly in front of me. So unless that web page is open constantly, I don't think, like, I can't really see it and I can't really keep track of it. So for me, having a sticky note tracker was great. I tracked every 2,000 words because I found that 2,000 was the max that I could write in one sitting. And every 2,000 words, I'd take off a sticky note and I'd just watch it go down, and it was so much fun. And even like showing you guys on Instagram, like as I took the sticky note off and been like, guys, look where I am. And it was really fun. Also for people who love like even numbers, it's pretty cool. As soon as I finished that tracker, I made another one. A dingier one, obviously. Didn't want to waste all my pretty sticky notes. But yeah, that's kind of how I tracked the entire process. So 2 methods of tracking I would recommend would be either, if you don't want to use like an Excel sheet, set up your own Excel sheet, I would use Pacemaker. Pacemaker.com is a really great website, obviously not sponsored. They're actually it's just a really cool website to track your writing and put your own goals in, and then it you can like choose settings like do more work on the weekend or more work during the week or between these hours, and I found that really fun to play with at the start, especially during like a 1 month span of writing. It's really good to just fiddle with and see your limits, and like if you can beat your own, like if you can kind of like race against yourself, it's great. And also doing a sticky note tracker because it's like there in front of you, and if you've seen like, oh my god, my desk is a mess, but like everything is in front of me because I will lose things and I will forget things. So as soon as I remember something, it's like stuck where I know where it's gonna be. Okay, so I've listed down a few basic questions in my little script of this video. I actually wrote a script for this video. Woo, it doesn't sound like it, but I did. So where did it start? I originally mentioned that I write on Wattpad and stuff when I was younger, and I wanted to start actually write a full-length novel. So before this, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I was writing a novel called Realize, which was adapted from that Wattpad story that I mentioned earlier. I put that aside because I felt like it was too much for me to write without any proper writing practice, and that's what I call this, writing practice. So I kind of put it to the side and picked this up because I had this random idea. It was probably like a toilet idea or something, like, you know, one of those ideas where you're like sitting on the toilet and you're like, Geronimo, no? Is it Eureka? And you're like, this is it. That's how I got my blog name, by the way. So the idea just came to me and I was like, oh, it started as a kind of just a weird idea and I developed it into a story. I created a highlights on my Instagram for NaNoWriMo19, which basically just is all the Instagram updates on my stories that I posted from when I started this novel to the end, so you can see how the tracker changed and all that kind of stuff if you're interested. And now onto the concept. So I do want to mention that I posted a little story on my Instagram asking for questions, and my friend Ryan decided to ask again what the concept of the story is. And Ryan, you're getting the concept of the story because I'm finally going to tell everyone what it is, because I know you've waited a while because I've mentioned this before. Yeah, I don't really know how to explain this story, and I've always felt really weird about talking about it because I don't know how to explain it and I thought everyone would think it's weird. The concept of the story. It's literally so weird. Okay, so here goes. Our main character is Allison. The story opens up with her getting dropped off to school and being confronted by an old woman who curses her at the front gates. Allison goes to an all-girls school. This is important. She pays no attention to this curse at the gates and she's like, sure old lady, whatever, and then walks into the school. She's early as always and meets up with her best friend who gives her the weirdest look when she walks in. Her and her best friend Lorena create a plan to basically look for this witch, and they come across, and like after all their little planning, scheming, they finally come across this girl Asteria, who turns out to be the evil witch's daughter, and the three of them go on this quest to find the witch. Throughout this entire quest there is family drama, there is dark magic, there is light magic, there is stuff that I honestly don't even understand. There is a whole community of witches that is in there that kind of made up last minute and I have to refine. There's like a whole other realm to their world. There's a lot of like weird magic that I have to refine, but essentially the entire concept in a nutshell is Allison is cursed. To her, her life is over. She's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't even go to school. Everyone's looking at me funny. And Lorena's like, I can help you. Let's scheme. So the two of them scheme and they end up trying to find the witch with the witch's daughter. Yeah, that's the concept of the story. Now let's answer some Instagram questions. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I asked some questions on Instagram, and here are some of the questions from some people. Ryan, also, I hope you enjoyed that stupid blurb because I can't explain what this story is about and I'm really embarrassed because that's the concept of the story and I'm hoping it would change because it sounds really weird and there's no moral to the entire story. Alright, so the first question comes from Sarah. It is, who is your favourite minor character? My favourite minor character is Oberon. I'm not going to give any spoilers because Oberon doesn't come into the story until like the 5th last chapter. One second, let me check. 6th last chapter, I think, something around then. So no spoilers, but Oberon is probably my favourite minor character. They don't really have much of a role or much of the talking role, but they're kind of important in a way. I kept adding things towards the end, which I'll obviously have to like go back and refine at the start. So the whole point of me like printing out the entire book is so I can make sure I take notes on personality changes, stuff that changed throughout the entire novel. So yeah, as I said, my favourite minor character is Oberon. The second question I received is from Bianca. I love you. Did you always know how the story was going to end? Yes. So I knew the story was going to have, like I knew that it was going to have a good ending. Like it wasn't going to be sad because it's a middle grade genre and like I kind of didn't want it to be sad. I don't like sad endings. Like I just watched Sweeney Todd as well, like rewatched it, and my heart is torn. So I'm really not liking sad endings at the moment. But yeah, so I knew that it was going to end happy and I knew what was going to happen. And I knew kind of the technicality and how it was going to end. So literally I'd written the plan for the last chapter before I'd written like the second half of the novel plan. So yeah, and the last chapter and the epilogue were kind of written. All I had to do was refine them when I was like finalized, like writing the end of the novel. So that was really, really like a breath of fresh air to like actually see that it was almost all written. I just had to change tenses and like point of views and stuff. So it was really good. Who's the favorite character I wrote is from Cloverhand_reader. And so my favorite character, you know what, I'm just gonna say my favorite character was like all three of the girls because I kind of based Lorena off myself a little bit and like I put bits of myself into Allison, and then like Asteria was like bits of my friends. I don't know, I just love all three of the girls and I can't really choose between them because they're so cute. They each represent like a piece of me. I really love all my girls. And they're all the questions I got from Instagram. Thank you guys so much for asking the questions because I didn't know what else to say here. And I'm gonna go on and write another thing while editing this one. I also started writing something on Wattpad called His Diary. I'm gonna pick that up and continue writing it. It is a contemporary mystery novel that deals with found diaries and family mystery and science experiments. So yeah, that's what I'm going to move on to doing. And I'm also going to edit this, and if you want to see writing vlogs, I will do writing vlogs. Possibly, I don't know what writing vlogs entail. I always get really confused about talking about the story while I'm writing it because I feel foolish, like you just saw in that train wreck of a blurb of my story. Oh my god, I can't talk anymore. I'm gonna have to end this video. So thank you so much for watching this puffy face, crazy mess of a human talk about her book. She is very happy. I'm talking about myself in third person right now. I'm very happy to be talking about my novel. I don't know what to do with myself because I just want to immediately start editing it. I didn't know I'd feel like this. Also, here is a little sneak peek. Actually, no, I'll roll the contents page as a screen recording and you can see the contents and how I messed up one of the labeling of one of the chapters towards the end because 2 chapters have the same name. And that, my friends, is the end of this monstrosity of a video. I hope you enjoyed it. It is Friday. I'm going to be editing this at midnight. I love you all. I hope you are staying happy, healthy, having a lovely day, week, month and year, and that you are wearing your masks when you leave the dang house or you don't leave the dang house at all. Anyway, I love you all and I will see you next week, next Saturday for the next video, which is going to be another mess, but I love you. Have a lovely day, week, month, year. I already said that. Bye!